Hello, thank you for joining me this evening. My name is Anthony Truss. I'm here to present to you the AP Computer Science Principles Block 2 AC for both blue and red cohorts for the year of 2021 at Conard High School. What you see here up on the screen is the Google Classroom for the AP Computer Science Principles, or AP CSP that you'll hear it referred to as, or MCSP for Mobile CSP, which is the curriculum that we're following that was developed by Trinity Computer Science Department and then approved by the College Board. I want to obviously introduce to you the classroom, show you kind of what the courseware looks like and kind of some of the programming that we'll be doing this year. As you can see here, the Google Classroom is up on the screen here. The join code that I've sent to every student in the class, as well as the invite link through their school email. At this point, everybody in my course list is listed here in the Google Classroom, and then they're listed under the People tab. And then as parents, you can ask your son or daughter to allow you to kind of see their view and then add yourself as a parent. If that's a difficult task for you, you can ask me to send you a private invite, and then you don't have to specifically go into your son or daughter's classroom and then add yourself. I can send you a link and you can automatically do that with me. So if you prefer that method, please let me know. And that just allows you to keep up to date with the notifications of some of my assignments and kind of see what they've turned in and so forth. In terms of feedback, I'm going to be putting all the grades into the PowerSchool platform. If they receive anything less than, let's say, a 100%, and I like to grade things on a 10-point basis, so if you see a 10, that means a 100. If you see a 9.5, that would be a 95, and so on. Anything less than a 10, you'll receive a comment as to specifically why. And then the instructions will be put into the assignment description just as you would see them in the Google Classroom. So they're kind of parallel in that aspect, and all feedback is going to be in PowerSchool so that you can focus just on one platform. I like to keep things organized under my classwork in terms of topic by week of what we've done by week. I'll make sure that obviously we get everything done so that we can be prepared for the AP tests coming in April and May. So as long as you can focus on getting what needs to be done week by week, you should be on pace and on task and be prepared to take that AP test and hopefully earn that 5 or 4. Moving into just kind of general understanding of the course, we focus on the fundamentals and the foundation of programming, control structures, algorithms, programming logic, best practice, and then obviously, once again, the foundation of what students would need to know if they were to decide to move forward into the computer science industry per se, or if they were to like to take the AP Computer Science A course afterwards, which is focused on Java. The language that we'll be using is the MIT App Inventor. And the MIT App Inventor is a block-based language similar to Blockly. And the MIT App Inventor platform, once again, takes away the syntax of what let's say Java would dictate, and allows students to kind of not necessarily have to memorize syntax, but understand, once again, the logical order of programming. So for example, you see here, you have a sequential algorithm that's being encapsulated by an event handler that is called the MLK button, which will sequentially pause a different player and then ask a conditional statement of, is something playing, and else, or if it's true, it will pause, and else it would actually stop. So they understand what if, then, else statements are, else ifs. They learn about loops. They learn obviously about variable manipulation, allow themselves to kind of apply some of their mathematical understanding that they've gained in Algebra 2 into a programming context, and it should help build a better, a more solid understanding of just even their core mathematical skills. I know personally when I learned computer science, it's also helped me in that aspect, so I could totally see the benefit. So even if they're not going to be focusing on a career in computer science, this will help them kind of understand the mathematical relationships between programming and computer science, along with obviously their mathematical academic skills. And then once again, this is a jumping off point that they could take a variety of courses in the computer science fields. They could take computer technology, they could take game and web design, they could take AP Computer Science A, my robotics course in focusing within engineering that deals with obviously a variety of written programming languages, text-based languages, and so forth. We focus on the Mobile CSP curriculum, And this is the Mobile CSP curriculum that you can see here up on the website. Once it loads, you can see that, I apologize, it's not pulling up. The course should be listed here, okay? As you can see, there are 8 units prior to the exam, and we are wrapping up Unit 2. Each unit has a set of subunits, and then the subunits will have specific assignments tied to them. Those assignments will be reflection questions that will be posted in the Google Classroom, along with a variety of activities, screenshots showing their programming, and then obviously in-person demonstrations of their functioning apps. By the end of the year, they'll be prepared to take the multiple question AP exam, as well as there's a 2-part exam here. The second part is the performance exam, where they make a program and then they document its functionality while adhering to a set of requirements that are specified by the College Board in a rubric. So we do a couple practice performance exams to make sure that obviously they're well versed in how to do it prior to, and then at that point I facilitate them doing the performance exam in the class during standard class hours as well as at home prior to submitting it to the College Board platform. So that's pretty much everything in a nutshell, but once again we're going to be focusing on obviously a variety of programming concepts. The AP CSP or AP Mobile CSP link is in the Google Classroom in every subunit that I post here. As you can see, there's the link to 2.05 focusing on mobile devices, apps, and hardware, computer hardware. Week 3 is where we are now. We're focusing on abstraction. We are enhancing a second app that you saw earlier, and then we're kind of focusing on internet concepts, the impacts, and so forth. We also read a book called Blown to Bits, and we should have at this point read Chapter 1, and we're about to discuss the concepts within, and then the reflection questions here. Each subunit, I'm just about done here. I know I'm out of time, and I've probably got a couple minutes left. Each subunit will have its self-checks within that I monitor and then ensure that students do. There's a component grade in PowerSchool that's associated to. And so students need to earn the 1 point solid, I'll call them blue dots, solid blue dots, where if I were to get something wrong, you'll see that it's a half a dot, it's half shaded. It means you've attempted it, but you didn't get it correctly. You should get targeted feedback on questions that need it. And then once again, these are going to help students prepare for the AP test come the end of the year, as well as prepare for, let's say, for example, these are the Unit 2 sample type of questions that they'll be receiving. So they're going to receive unit tests throughout the year. There'll be quizzes through the self-checks. And then once again, at the end of every unit, there's a complete test or assessment of that unit before we move on to the second or third or fourth up to the 8th unit. If you have any questions or comments, obviously please make sure that you air them in the open house platform where I'll be meeting with you digitally, live. And then also you can reach out at any time with email. This is, I think, my 8th year teaching the AP CSP curriculum. It's a lot of fun. Students have a great time with it. They're going to be receiving a smartphone for this course that's going to be checked out through Destiny, just like a textbook. And then they're going to be required to obviously bring it back towards the end of the year. But back and forth to and from school throughout the year. It's theirs. It's not going to be transferred to any other student. So for COVID precautions and so forth, this device is theirs, and they don't have to actually use it with any other student. So it's not a shared device. So they'll be able to install apps and test them out, understand the impacts of their programming, reiterate, make their programs more efficient, make them more abstract, build things with parameters, and take advantage of procedures and so forth. So it's a really fun, exciting year. And I think they're going to learn a lot, and it's a phenomenal jumping off point from this point on to APCSA, which is focused on Java, and the other courses that I listed, which would be computer technology, engineering applications, and then also robotics, and then also game and web design as well. Game design is really fun once you have this programming basics under your belt. Prior to, it's very challenging. As you can imagine, making video games is definitely something that would be kind of considered advanced. So this is a great class to start your computer science experience, and I look forward to continuing teaching your students. I've been having a phenomenal time thus so far, given the circumstances that we have with this every other week scenario. So once again, I look forward to talking with you live, and have a great evening. Thank you for your time and watching this video.